Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Grandma's Pillbox.
Episode 41.
You guys are in for a good episode today.
We've got many various topics to speak.
That of which I will run through real quick. Gym influencers, US elections, world news, bank heists, Mexico aliens, and the South Pole direct energy weapon. If you got something to drink, slurp on it. I'll hit you with the cheers.
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 He's got his Dunkin'.
Dunkin'. Thomas has made me into a Dunkin' lover.
I mean, it's cheaper than Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got the liquid IV water. I don't think we're going to do a sponsorship anymore, but we'll keep sending the emails.
Thank you, Gloria Tells.
Is that copyright free?
I think so. I imagine we're probably good to use it.
Hopefully.
But
She'll see this podcast and then take it down.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Right. Come on, Gloria. We don't even get to 100 views. Speaking of views, before we get into everything serious, a little quick catch up for the boys.
For the boys.
I
don't like this lamp because it kind of blocks you. Not the light. I mean, just like this shade.
Just the shade?
It's fine. I'll imagine the quarter of your head.
All right, perfect.
But a little catch up for the boys. You've been working. You got your first paycheck.
Actually,
no, you haven't.
I haven't gotten it yet. So this is the first job I'm working at where we're getting paid bi-monthly. Bi-monthly.
Wait. So the first month, and then you get paid at the end of the second month.
You get paid twice a month.
Oh.
It's very similar to bi-weekly, but bi-weekly there's some months where you get paid 3 times in a month. This time it's pretty much you're set on getting paid on the 15th and the 30th, or the 1st and the 15th. And you're getting the same amount every month, which is going to be nice for budgeting, I think. But the 15th is come and gone, and I haven't gotten...
So you're getting paid on the 30th or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe
or the 1st.
But the thing is, I feel like the 15th... I should always be getting a paycheck no matter what.
But it's the 17th.
It's the 17th.
So the 15th passed.
Yeah. And there's nothing.
Maybe it's been too little time?
Maybe, but it's been, it's been 12 days since I started.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
I don't know. I'm not, luckily the bills haven't come due yet. So as long as I get paid before the end of the month, we'll be good. If not, then I'm going to have to start drawing from the Pillbox emergency funds.
Oh, God, that credit card's already maxed out.
Yeah, it is. They only gave us a limit of $100 also. They're like, oh, these guys.
All that money has been sent to the pay-per-view UFC events.
Yes, true. It was used on props for the Nico Sopranos video.
Yes.
Which, speaking of, that video did very well.
Yeah, I'm happy. Almost 3K views.
Mm-hmm. Almost 30 comments also. 60 likes we're closing in on. Appreciate everybody who watched that video.
Liked and commented.
Yeah.
If you shared it, love you too.
Yep.
But we're just hoping with that video, it just whenever people search up Sopranos intro or whatever, that it'll pop up and get a view.
Yeah, that'll be a nice slow burn over time. Get those watch hours up, so then hopefully once we hit our milestones, we can monetize
the Sopranos video.
Monetize the whole channel.
I wanted to say this because now that you've gotten into the groove of working out, or not working out, sorry, working at your job, I feel like it is so important to establish your daily routines. You know, I just wanted to ask, like, if you've made any observations about that. Like for me, like, I've noticed like inconsistent sleep throws me way off, or
Mhm.
like not getting the workout in. Like these past couple of days, no sauna. I've been hating it.
Ooh.
I've been hating it.
So to that, one of my main goals of taking the summer off after university was, like I've said on here many times, was to like build up those routines. And now that I kind of realize what works for me, what doesn't, I'm able to take that into a full-time job where I'm working or I'm away from home for like 9 hours, and I'm able to still have the discipline to get those done. So like we've been getting up at like 6:30, 6:45 to Vasa to go work out, hitting the sauna, and then going to work, and then after work coming home and doing jiu-jitsu, eating good, taking cold showers, doing the sauna, getting really good sleep. That's been a key, honestly.
For me, to be honest, like I just need to focus on like the core tenets, which is like good sleep, drink water, and work out. Like,
I mean, if you can be consistent in all those things, literally everything in your life you're gonna have more energy. Your gut health is gonna be better. Your like literally anything physically is gonna be better. Skin is gonna be better. Your hair is gonna grow fast. Like literally everything. If you're just drinking water, getting good sleep, and working out.
you've been taking vitamins.
I have. I've been taking magnesium, vitamin D, a complex of vitamin A, C, E, zinc, and selenium. That all is in one pill.
What about B12?
B12, I take a B complex, which
Okay.
I think is B12. And that stuff's funny because I take it and it just makes my pee like neon green.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse. Chartreuse. Fisherman baby. We're
Celia
fishermen.
told she like we played a game where like you had to name like exotic colors, and she said chartreuse. I'm like, where the fuck did you like? What color is that? She's like, oh, I don't know, like green, teal. Like, I'm like, did you hear that from the podcast? She's like, I remember it.
Let's go. Shout out to Celia.
Chartreuse. Wait, let me look that up. Chartreuse.
The only time I've ever heard it is like associated with fishing. Cause
It's that bait color.
it's just like a bait color. It's like a popping like yellowish lime green.
But you wouldn't do it on like in murky water, or would you?
No, murky water, you'd want to throw something
Like
like
brown.
brown,
Dark.
black, blue, like dark blue. I don't know exactly why.
Well, maybe it's just like unnatural to see something super bright in like really murky water.
Mhm.
I'd assume maybe.
Mhm. I'd also think that the darker the bait is, the easier it's going to see, or the easier you're going to be able to like pick out, cuz in dark water everything's just going to be like a dark blob.
Yeah.
And if it's a bright bait that's focused on giving off flashy and stuff, you're not going to see any of that as a fish. So because of that, your blob that the fish is seeing is not really going to be a whole ton. But when you've got a dark bait, that blob is just going to like stick out so much.
I guess that's weird because I don't know. I need to look into the biology of fish eyes, I guess,
Mhm.
because I'm imagining it as like what a human would see.
Yeah.
Because like sharks can see electromagnetic fucking waves.
Yeah.
Like they sniff the bottom surface to see if there's any like shells or whatever, or fish fucking radiating waves off, and then they can fucking hunt them down.
Shark are so sweet.
Bats with sonar.
Bats, yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, fish can feel like the vibration. That's a big part of like certain type of lures is
They make a vibrating like, noise in the water.
yeah. And just causing a ruckus will attract a fish to it. And whether or not it's like hungry and it wants to eat, or it's aggressive and it's protecting and it wants to attack, either way, you've got a good chance about catching them.
Wow. Today might maybe instead of disc golf we go fishing. Nah, you're busy, but I mean like the fucking.
It is a good fishing day. Anytime there's overcast, you've got probably 50% better chance than if it's like a dead calm sunny day.
Yeah, just don't lose your lure into the, into the water.
So what was it wrong with your?
No, so the fisherman's knot is like you go through the loop, you twist it whatever 6 times, and you put the thing through the eye. And I guess, I saw another video where they did it the exact same way I did, and like what you showed me. It was a mono line, I think, and then I pulled it. It looked fine. The previous times when I pulled on the main line, it would just break loose. So I kept redoing it, and this one like it felt fine. Fucking threw the shit and it was all, like just fell right off, and I'm like crap. And then I looked at a video. It's like you put it through the main eye, and then there's like 2 different holes that you can put it through again. But basically, like go through that same hole twice again, or go through this loop that you made by putting the wire through the line through the eye hole. I don't know all the terminology for all the fucking knot stuff, but
yeah,
basically I just forgot to do the second loop to really close off the line.
That's unfortunate.
But whatever, it's part of the learning process.
Yeah. Losing baits though. I was fishing in Canada with the guide.
Yeah.
Who's, he's a guy that's out on the lake all the time, and he sees just guys that know what they're doing. And I have been up to Canada a few times. I think I know what I'm doing. And I got out there, and I had tied a leader, which is like a piece of metal that prevents fish from biting your line off. I had tied that to my braided line, and then I had one of the guide's lures, like maybe an inline spinner about like this long, super flashy.
Is that like a foot or no? Like
probably like
10,
probably
6?
like 8 inches.
Okay.
8 inches long, expensive, one that he probably likes, and I'm just throwing it. And it just, I go back and I throw, and it just snaps off halfway through, and the leader and the bait just fly.
Oh.
And I'm just, all right, bye-bye. And it's just gone. And then I looked down, and I saw it wasn't the line that snapped. It was literally like the knot that I had tied just was compromised, and it just came untangled.
Yikes.
It was tough. But yeah.
It's pretty cool how complex, well, maybe not complex, but like the way you can tie the different shit for the bait and the lure. Like, like I don't know, you can connect like 3 different hook things, whatever, and I don't know. I saw a YouTube video about it, and then some guy commented, "That's a great snag lure."
Yeah, dude, my what's it called? My uncle's got something where he made it himself, and it's just like a lure that has a bunch of like, basically like it's almost like a web of wires, and then on the end of each wire is a hook and like a little spinner, and you throw it out, and as you reel it in, it's supposed to mimic like a school of minnows going through the water.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And in Canada, like walleye love it, and then they'll just attack it, and he's had 2 fish
on
one at a time.
Dude,
yeah, sick.
Reeling that in, like, oh my god.
They were small little guys, but so much fun. I forget what that thing's called, but yeah. Today, perfect day for fishing.
I'd want to get into fly fishing for the reason where you make your own flies. Like I've seen those videos, and they look, you know, you're just wrapping like a cord around the hook a bunch of times, but like there's an art to it where you make it look like a fucking, you know, tasty looking whatever it's supposed to mimic. I don't know.
Some sort of bug,
shrimp, bug, whatever.
Yeah, that's, dude, I've been talking about this with people recently. Like, it's so cool how you can just be so invested, and like you can go down such rabbit holes with different hobbies. Like, it's so cool. And then like I like to equate it to like martial arts. Like, people can be black belts in each of these different hobbies.
Yeah.
And it's so cool seeing people who are just at like the top of the knowledge, skill, whatever for these different things. Something I really appreciate.
It's like a little video game. You just go on like a little side quest.
Yeah.
You just level like Skyrim. Like you find out like, oh shit, I can like level up my two-handed fucking skill
Yeah.
to 100, or like fucking horseback riding. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, shit, I'm just gonna do all the quests where this increases it.
Dude, and you've got unlimited, well, I guess not unlimited, but if you wanted to, you could pretty much have unlimited opportunity to learn everything you can in the world.
Especially easier now with ChatGPT, right?
True. You can just type in a few things. You can have like maybe a 50 chat log, and at that point you'll just have like a semester's worth of knowledge on like a base level of any topic.
The thing is, you just have to trust that it's like saying the right stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, like when it's like a basic hobby, I feel like it's not going to tell you a bunch of lies.
Right, especially if it's been around for a while. Like if you ask it just to explain disc golf to you, it's going to do such a good job about laying everything out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, I sent you something. Let me look this up. You know what Can Jam is?
Can Jam? No.
The PDFA, the Professional Disc Flecht Association. It's a game where you have basically 2 teams of 2, ultimate frisbees, and little there's an Israeli flag on this wall. And you have like a little piece of plastic that is in a cylinder, no top on it, and there's a little slit, and you go about 50 feet across from each other, and you and your partner, similar to like cornhole, are across from each other. You throw it, and then your goal is to try and get it close enough to where your partner can
Slap it in?
slap it in. If they slap it in the hole, it's 3 points. If they slap it and it hits the side, it's
1 point.
1 point. And if you make it into that slit, it's game over.
Oh, like without any slap.
Without any slap. If you just can it from like that range, you win.
Circle 2 putt.
Circle 2 putt.
Easy money.
Yeah, and it's actually funny. James Conrad is in this video, who's
nice.
a disc golf world champion. But this is something that's super interesting that
You want to get into?
I might get into it because I love frisbee sports. I got super into disc golf, and why not?
So there's just another side quest right here.
Another
side quest and a side quest.
Another on my side quest of learning many side quests. Yeah, but anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up this?
Been reading Time Basics, the book you've lent to me.
Yeah.
I'm still in the first part. This book is divided into 4 things: vision, or Time Basics. It's like a way to work on your time management, and then this guy's like, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'll just give you the basics and you work off of those. And he has 4 categories, which is, let me look at 4 categories: vision, focus, speed, and power. So I'm right now in the vision part, and it's definitely just a book about basics. I feel like the 8-page chapters, I fly right through them when I start it. It's really not like, like compared to like reading Dune, I don't have to think, super hard to understand what's going on. I just read it. Sometimes the analogies are really basic, but I try to get the main theme behind it.
Yeah.
So far, it's like your time's limited. I'm like, once I finish it, I think I'm gonna go through it again just to write it down to engrave it a little bit more. But your time is limited. So perception. So your perception of time is limited. Like, you think you have more of it than you really do. Excluded alternative. So it's like, if you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Effort. I swear I read something else. The perception one was like basic for me. I like kind of already knew that. But then I like thinking about like, oh, you're saying no to something else when you say yes to that. Like, be more scarce with what you say yes to. Say no more. But I'm still in the beginning of the book. I want to read a lot more, so I think I'm gonna get through the book a lot quicker soon. But it's a funny comparison to the book I read previously, which is The Power of Now. It's like a spiritual book about being present. And this is like, it's weird. It's like being present is like not worrying too much about like future, past, whatever. Just like do whatever right now.
Yeah.
and then this is like, oh, think about the future, like where you want to be, like. So it's kind of the thing is though, if you really take in whatever the power now tells you, like the principles, then it applies to this as well, which is what I'm thinking of right now is, you know, it's not that you shouldn't think about the future, but you shouldn't dwell, like project yourself into the future. Like you should just be like, okay, there's a spot in the future that I want to go to. I shouldn't think about the million steps that it takes to get there. I should think about the first step right now that it takes to get there. So it's like, I want $1 million in the bank account. Oh, I'm going to run a business. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to do that. Like, there's no point in thinking about all of that. Just be like, all right, I need to work on a business idea right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the first step.
I really like that. Because we've talked about it, but sometimes you get overwhelmed with, like, trying to plan out something in the process to the point where it doesn't even start.
Yeah.
It just never gets started. But then when things do get started, for example, the Sopranos video, based off an idea that we created, that we planned, and then eventually, okay, we actually do it, it goes well.
Yeah.
So, all that to say, I really liked your perception of those two books put together so far.
Mm-hmm. What about Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Rich Dad Poor Dad has been an awesome read so far because it's a lot of personal finance stuff, which I've been really into recently, just because now that I've got a job, my income is at the point where I can start taking advantage of different opportunities.
Yep.
And start planning for the future. And it's been interesting because one of the main thing, I'm like halfway through, I think, and he's kind of steadfast on waiting on buying a house.
Yeah.
And instead putting your money into assets, businesses, stocks, bonds, index funds, real estate, which buying a house would kind of be real estate, but like not a personal house for yourself, something that you're generating a cash flow from. He's saying that have enough passive income coming in from your assets to where you can pay off a mortgage or a car payment every month with that money.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like daunting to think about, because it's like, oh man, how am I going to buy a business? I feel like I'm so underqualified to run a business. I've never bought a house before. How am I supposed to buy real estate? Oh, I don't have enough money right now to actually make good dividends from stocks.
Yeah.
So it's a little daunting like that, but
I think those are like big future things to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of like add on to like diversifying your portfolio. I was watching a documentary about the Great Depression, and some dude was like, I lived through the 2008 recession. Like, my biggest advice is just have different sources of income, like to like prevent you from, you know, like whatever hurting bad from like a recession or something.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of the same thinking, is where that if you want to grow bigger or like whatever, set yourself up financially for the future, you need to diversify income.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to protect yourself from any like world recession or something, diversify your like portfolio. And the way I interpret that is, so you have your main job, active income, and then passive income, which is anything else that brings you in money. Mm-hmm. That's basically the only two things.
Yeah.
Right? You are actively getting money, or you're passively getting money.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have a stock where over time it grows, Roth IRA, over time it grows. Like, you actively work for your money, but then you put it into something where over time it should be bringing you back in money.
Yeah. Your money starts working for you.
Yeah. So like you said, you don't want to, you told me this at the gym, like you don't want to assume a world where the market just crashes and nothing works.
Right. Yeah.
But you know, you need to think a little pessimistically and be like, all right, am I really going to rely only on the Roth to make me a millionaire in the future?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a good, reliable thing, but you need to diversify.
Yeah.
So there's that. You can have real estate, however big you want to think, maybe that could be like, what do you consider real estate? Just like a house on a piece of property, or is it like a vending machine in a laundry mat that brings in whatever, like some cash flow? Like, I don't know what the startup cost for that is, but
Yeah.
there's that. Or like, you know, maybe you're a good coder, or you specialize in marketing. Like you made something and then you can sell it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know. I'm not like a big finance dude, but that's just how I interpret it. As like, you need to find different ways of bringing in money for yourself that don't require only active participation.
Right. Case in point. Like, we're not bringing in any money, but this is something that realistically, with enough time and perseverance, could turn into something like that, which I think is really cool. Just to add on to what you just said, the way that Kiyosaki kind of puts that same mindset is you have your job and you have your business. So he gives the example of the McDonald's owner. His job is a salesman.
Yeah.
I guess before he started owning McDonald's, his job was a salesman. And his business was a real estate investor, because McDonald's owns the most real estate, the most high value locations across the entire world. So, you know, say me, I'm a marketer and my business is whatever. So it's been nice reading it. It's been really nice. Just further adding fuel to the personal finance fire that was started by Caleb Hammer and your recommendation to watch him.
I think that was earlier in the year. I just literally, like, he popped up on my feed and I was like, this is very interesting. Like, this dude is just like financially roasting like a person.
Yeah.
So I checked it out, and it was really, like, you know, as I'm making breakfast or doing the dishes, I just listened to him. And, you know,
so entertaining, so knowledgeable.
I haven't kept up because I don't know. I'm just doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like right now, I'm not in the biggest podcast mood. Barely even music. Mm-hmm. But
Red Dead.
Yeah, I've gotten into Red Dead Redemption. If only Marco was here, he'd fucking love to talk about that game. But
shout out Marco.
But like, you gotta balance out time. Like, I can't, you know, I genuinely want to do other things, and I can't genuinely be like, I'm gonna play Red Dead over doing these other things. Mm-hmm. So I just like need to find the time to balance everything out. But I was gonna say something. Oh, I just want to go back to The Power of Now.
Yeah.
Because I loved that book. I don't have it on me, so I can't show it on camera. But that was Celia's copy that I was reading, so I want to buy my own. And the thing is, I just think it's so important that I wanted it to be that book where, you know, I have Post-it notes in it, or like I write in it, and then like it's like if I need a reminder, look for a Post-it note, open up to that page, like, okay, yeah, that's what it is. Because I literally want that mindset engraved. It's I like battle with myself. Is this like spiritual junkie type of stuff, or is this like real? Because sometimes he says in the book, it's like the world is like infected with this like different consciousness where you need to dive into what he says in order to be free. Which sounds like
trust me, God has put me in this space.
he detests his like the idea of God, but he says that God has. It's so hard to try to summarize right now without sounding like a weirdo. But for me, basically, it just means being present. That's all whatever he's saying is meaning to me. And being present can have a lot of different meanings to people, but essentially what it is that you don't fall into the disease of not thinking about where you are right now. It's like some people are like always holding on to that grudge, or some people are like, oh, I don't like what's ahead of me. But you know, you're not in the past anymore, and you're not in the future. You're literally whatever you are right now. Mm-hmm. And it's like one line that I remember in the book that I always think about is like, all right, take a breath. Is there any problem right now? I'm breathing. No one's shooting at me. I'm not like bleeding.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm fed. I'm still breathing. Like, literally no problems. So it's like, if you were stuck in that mindset where, like, whatever, grudge, afraid of the future, it's like, there's nothing to be fucking worried about right now.
Yeah.
So, it, like,
Puts everything into context. I don't know.
whatever you want to make, like, the meaning out of, it's just,
Yeah.
like, whatever helps you stay present. So I want that. Like, his message may sound like spiritual, cultish type of stuff, but I think the principle or the theme behind it is a really good one.
The first guy I heard about this book from was the bantamweight champion, Sugar Sean O'Malley, on his podcast. Yeah, he got popped for it might have been steroids. It ended up being just like a tainted supplement he got from Walmart that wasn't like USADA approved. There was something in it that he popped for like a drug test, and he was out for 2 years. And during that time, he also got a few surgeries to fix injuries. But that whole time, he was just reading these type of books. And The Power Now was one of the big ones that has allowed him to, in those moments of, I'm walking to the cage in front of a sold-out Boston arena to fight somebody, I can stay uber present in this moment and not let like the moment take over. So,
because like you can't be thinking about like, oh, am I gonna lose? Like, or am I gonna die? Like, is he gonna knock me out and I'm not gonna get up? It's like you can't think about that. You'll be like, I'm here right now. I'm gonna box this motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna scrap, baby. We are gonna scrap. Yeah, but the feeling that you have with The Power Now is how I am about the Almanac of Naval.
Mm-hmm.
That's another book where post-it notes flip to a page, bing, bing, boom. Wow, like just etch that in stone in my head. So that's the next book I want to toss over to you.
Almanac of Naval.
Yeah, Naval Ravikant. He's also been on Joe Rogan. I'd recommend.
Wait, I'm sorry. This is the one where it's like you open up to a page and it's like a random like.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
Okay.
We haven't done this in a while.
We haven't done it in a while. Yeah.
So I want to hear what this random thing's gonna be.
Gentlemen, if you guys are sitting up, or if you guys are sitting, make sure that posture's nice and up.
Yeah, roll your shoulders back, bring the tongue off of the top of your mouth.
Oh, this is perfect for what we were just talking about. So, from the wise words of Naval Ravikant, if you can't decide, the answer is no. If I'm faced with a difficult choice, such as, should I marry this person? Should I take this job? Should I buy this house? Should I move to the city? Should I go into business with this person? If you can't decide, the answer is no. And the reason is modern society is full of options. There are tons and tons of options. We live on a planet of 7 billion people. Everybody's connected to the internet. Thousands of careers available to you. There are so many choices. When you choose something, you get locked into it for a long time. Starting a business may take 10 years, a relationship 5 or more years, a new city 20 years. If you find yourself creating a spreadsheet for decisions for a decision with a list of yes or no's, pros or cons, checks and balances, why this is good or bad, forget it. If you can't decide, the answer is no.
Yeah,
so
that really connects with everything, I guess.
It really does. What you were talking about with time basics of like not saying yes to everything. Yeah, I mean, perfect. Shout out to Naval. So yeah, he's so good.
What time are we at right now?
37.
Dang, what a long catch up session.
Yeah.
Let me use the bathroom and then we'll move on to gym influencers. So you know who's been popping up on my feed a lot?
Who?
Sam Sulek. 5'11", 21 years old. He's in college for mechanical engineering in Ohio. He's got a job. He's insanely fucking huge.
Massive. Like this guy, I swear, he's like about to pop every time I see him on my feed. I'm like, how's your skin allowing for your muscles to be this big?
Like, this is like 4 years of growth. I don't know how recently he's, shot up, but
Because he has, right? Or has he said anything?
He has not publicly said if he's taking steroids or not, but Greg Doucette thinks he's on steroids. A lot of his fans think he's on steroids. I think so.
A lot of YouTube comments talking about how heavy he's breathing.
Yeah, he's always like, so guys, I don't know. It's like he's always taking like a big, deep breath to say what he's saying.
I never really noticed that. Like, the clips that I've seen of him, I was always just like, oh, this is just kind of how he talks. Like, he just kind of...
I think it's both.
Yeah. Probably. When you're that big, it cannot be easy to breathe, dude. It cannot be easy to breathe.
All the fucking muscles he's got to, like, bring blood to. Like, his heart is just working.
Yeah, working so hard. And if he's putting stuff in it, I mean, he's basically just constantly revving up like a Ferrari engine all the time.
But this dude, I looked up his YouTube stats. I think in the beginning of June, yeah, he was only at 100K subs. Beginning of June this year.
Wow.
This year. Yes, and then let's say I think like 3 months, he's at 1 million right now. That's insane.
That's
to grow that fast.
That's crazy growth. That's viral.
But the thing is, he's not like, he didn't do anything viral. He just like, people just love him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I think he's like being so popular, just because, you know, figures like Bradley Martin or like whatever, like other popular like bodybuilding people. I don't watch Bradley Martin's videos. I just like see him on the Nelk podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they like, you know, they go on Snapchat, they make these like whatever videos or vlogs. They're doing something funny.
Yeah.
This guy's like, I don't know what his TikToks is like. I'm pretty sure it's the same fucking thing, but he just like records his like workout days.
Yeah.
I don't think he has time to like edit a full like great video. He just like puts the camera down and talks to the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you don't get that much these days, where it's just like dude is just talking to you, spreading whatever he knows and then giving his thoughts. And I think he's just a likable dude.
Super chill, fairly unedited. I mean, every video I've clicked on until like one recently, it's him, like his video is just him doing his intro while he's driving in his car. Like he's just driving. He's like, hey guys, I feel like he says something else, but he's like, chest day or something like that. And my first experience of him was like memes people were making about him, like comparing him to Rich Piana.
Yeah.
Or memes of like POV, like my girlfriend leaves me and it's like chest day. Or hitting legs.
Yeah, he's always got the same exact hat on, and he's got the Rode mic.
Yeah,
dude, I saw some dude at the gym. I don't know, like last week. He had one of those things on. I was like, "Yo, what mic is that?" He's like, "Oh, it's the Rode mic." I'm like, "How much did it cost?" He's like, $180.
Mm.
But like just seeing him using it, and it sounds like good, you know, just for being on his fucking hat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like that's a future GPB credit card purchase right there.
The thing is, I did a little bit of research when I was buying our mics. Those ones that I bought are, according to a lot of people, the same quality.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do the same thing with them.
Okay.
Throw it up on the hat, put it on your shirt,
collar,
put it on anything really. So, could be a future GPB purchase, but
I don't know. The thing the guy told me was that like you can connect it to your phone, camera, like whatever device, I guess through Bluetooth or whatever.
That's nice. Because I had to buy like an $80 adapter for my phone, like a receiver to put on there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways.
Well, that's off topic. But yeah, I think this guy, his character, people love him. Yeah. And just the way he does his videos, like, we're hitting chest, we're doing whatever. And then he just talks to the camera. It's like, I like his basic principles because he's not trying to attack you with like, this is the science, these are facts, like whatever. It's just like, you know, I do this, I feel it's good. Like, even though he's on steroids, it gives you that like Liver King image. Just like, this dude's like using something else. It's not like just eating testicles that brought him there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. when I see him, I'm like, damn, I want to be built like that. But it's that unrealistic image. It's just like, I'm not gonna shoot up to to get built like that. But you can still apply the same method. Just like go hard at the gym, you know. He's like, I do a 4-day split, you know. I don't know what it is, what he does, but
interesting to. I wasn't aware that he was in college, mechanical engineering. He does sound like he's pretty intelligent. I mean, the way he talks and.
I'd love to see him in a lecture hall.
Yeah.
Like sitting.
Dude, he's taking up 2 chairs. Or maybe he's like front row. And you just see like steam coming off of his body. Bro. Shout out to him. But
a lot of people are worried that he's like you said, rich piano, whatever.
yeah.
That he's gonna die.
It's definitely scary. I mean, guys like Larry Wheels and some of these other guys saw like their body change more than just their muscles, like their face structure, their breathing, like change from steroids.
Like I like.
Do you know if he has goals of like competing at all?
I have no clue. I feel like I don't know why he went on steroids. That's the thing. It's like if you're trying to get like that degree, like, are you just doing it because? I'm not gonna make any assumptions.
Right.
But, like, I feel like he would want to compete because he's done diving, whatever. He was a gymnast before, so he probably is interested in the competing aspect of body.
Right.
Like weightlifting.
Dude,
or bodybuilding.
That's so interesting that he was a diver and a gymnast. Because I wonder how much like that helped his muscles to develop. Because I got to imagine like the more flexible you are, the greater range of motion you can do, allowing for greater tension to be put on the muscles for them to grow more.
Yeah.
So is gymnastics the best base for a bodybuilder?
It honestly is, because it's kind of like calisthenics in a way.
Yeah.
But it depends on what you want to do. Yeah, bodybuilding, maybe gymnast. Because
I like your use of calisthenics, because that encompasses everything of you using your body weight.
Yep.
But calisthenics, are you focusing on like flexibility a lot, like you are with gymnastics?
No, probably not. But I feel like it's not like flexibility has to be excluded.
Right.
Like you can still implement it.
Right. Yeah, there's some things where flexibility is like like yoga. That's like the thing, versus like you're getting it's like a secondary effect of other different types of like physical fitness.
Yeah, I need to get way better at like learning different stretches, more mobility wise than like, I mean, you get mobility from stretching, but you know, just like my hips being so tight, like that's my biggest thing.
Same.
That's why I don't want my hips to be so fucking tight.
Yeah. There's a few different like hip warm-ups that I've learned, but I really have started to notice it like during jiu-jitsu. Like one leg I can get up farther than the other one. It's like, dude, if you have hip mobility and flexibility, you're just, shout out to you.
I think to go back, these people are worried about him have just cause, because like I just like did a quick look up from memory and Google. I brought it up his name. I don't know if you know Ziz. Do you know?
I'm aware of the name.
It's like that Australian dude that like that
He's like
he popped off like 2 years ago, or I mean, he's already dead, but he became like a trend in the gym, whatever, gym talk universe, like during the pandemic, I think, because everyone started working out, and then, you know, he died from.
He's like the whole movement, the whole Ziz movement is based around him.
Yeah. But yeah, Ziz died at 22 years old from a heart attack. Joe Static recently died at 30 years old from an aneurysm. I don't know if that's necessarily from, because he already had that disease where like his chest muscles would like spasm.
Yeah, the alien.
But I feel like, you know, if he was geared up, it probably didn't help either.
No.
Rich Pina died at 46 from heart disease. You know, I wrote in Liver King lol that's for a different commentary, but like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's just these like juiced up people. Like, I don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wanted to bring up like some classic bodybuilders: Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler. Like, these people are huge,
Massive.
like Schwarzenegger back in the day. Like, right now he's fine. He's just old. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's just shooting whatever test to keep his levels stable.
Yeah.
But you know, back in the day, he was fucking huge.
The 0.0001% of genetics. Like, you could do the same workouts as Arnold, the same everything, but you will never look like him. Like, that guy was just a specimen. An absolute specimen. But I mean, there's so many other like classic bodybuilders also that I can't even think of. But
There were too many to name. But
yeah,
I wanted to bring up all their names because of this like cultural movement, so to speak. Like, I don't know, it started probably before Arnold, but I'm sure he made it pretty popular because he was in the movies. He became a freaking governor,
yeah,
and like they're like, this fucking
The
bodybuilder
governor.
is like doing all this shit.
yeah,
And then, you know, Ronnie Coleman. I don't know how. See, I didn't live through those days, so I don't know how popular they were during the time. But
Mhm.
right now, with just the internet
yeah. Social media.
or like algorithm, because I feel like even if you're not part of, you know, the algorithm that pushes you to fitness content, you still like have a vague idea of like whatever, like fitness songs or like whatever the fuck is happening. Like,
Yeah, yeah. When like, cause the reason why I think that is because fitness is like, it's almost like a spectacle. It's like a circus. It's a show. It's like, what is going on? Like, how is this possible? So then even like people who might not be into lifting, they see giant humans lifting mass amounts of weight and they're like, oh, okay, what's this guy's name? And it's like right there on the caption or whatever. And they're getting exposed to it that way.
Mm-hmm. But then there's the other side of it where it's got some toxic elements to it, where it's like, you know, you see something and if you like it, you want to emulate it.
Yeah.
You know, I wrote Liver King LOL because there's that controversy with him finally coming out and saying whatever he was on steroids,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird because like I remember when that happened and he did like a Snapchat thing where it was like 20 days like natural. And I swear I saw like just recently 28 days natural. And I'm like, didn't this happen like half a year ago? Like, did you just like go back on again and now you're natural?
Dude, like the whole like lifting, it's grown like so much. The lifting community on like YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the same vibe that I got from Logan Paul and Jake Paul and like those type of Hollywood guys doing like daily vlogs is the same way that I see like current lifting. It's just like young guys, very quality edited videos, just getting massive views and just moving weight.
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side of that, possibly creating negative images for people in terms of body positivity and or body image issues is probably a better word, and like promotion of steroids is also not very good. But I think in general the movement is a positive. I don't know if we've talked about that before, but I think in general like the enhanced fitness movement through social media is a positive. What do you think?
I think, well, I don't know if necessarily you can only just say it was the social media aspect of it. I think, I remember, like, you know, during the pandemic, there's like, there were some, like, the people, like, fitness was prioritized, I guess, during the pandemic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like work out at home, go outside, you know, even, I don't know what do I want to fucking say. Okay, I'll just answer your question instead of beating around the bush. I think it does help.
Okay.
But you can't ignore the bad things, but like you just need to level your expectations really. It's like, yeah, it has a bad thing, but you just need to know like whatever you're looking at online is not what you should aim for. Just aim for whatever you fucking like want.
Yeah.
Like I see Sam Sulek and I'm like, fuck, I want to be fucking built, but you know, I can't shoot up, do whatever. I'm just gonna go to the gym and work hard and go for whatever I want.
Yeah. For sure. I love it. Good spot to wrap up.
There's not too much more to talk about. Sam Sulek's popping off. I'm curious to see, you know, is he gonna go past 2 million? Is he gonna like? I saw like a YouTube stat. He's making around like $2,000 a week. Probably maybe more, just depending on the views he gets.
2,000 a week. Honestly,
just from YouTube videos.
Just from YouTube?
Like not even from like, you know, whatever like code. He has a code.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's like doing anything else. He's working.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of job he has. It's probably not better than
No, I feel like
YouTube.
How is he working? And I'm studying mechanical engineering. You'd think a guy that's like that would be studying like physiological sciences or something on like how the body works, just to become more knowledgeable on that. But yeah, that guy's not going to have a normal part-time job for much longer, if he does even. Like how? 2,000 a week?
Like the thing is, he doesn't even need like he could maybe like, you know, hire an editor or learn that stuff, but he doesn't need to. He can just do whatever he's doing right now and just keep bringing in money because people will watch it.
Yeah, literally. Keep the content the same.
He uploads like once a week.
That's solid.
Well,
maybe
that was the stat that I saw. You know, I didn't even confirm it myself. Let me just look at his channel. Sam Sulek. Let's see. 3 minutes ago, 23 hours ago, 1 day. Okay, no, he's doing basically daily. I don't know why the YouTube website said like once a week.
Hostile athlete.
But the thing is, he also just like goes to Planet Fitness and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude.
Like he's not going to these like, you know, powerlifting gyms or like exclusive like YouTuber gym. He's just going to his like Planet Fitness.
Such a down to earth guy. It's awesome to see that. His branding is very simple. His thumbnails are, you know, when you're that massive.
Yeah, you just like pose and then there's your thumbnail.
Yeah. I wonder if and all of his videos are just long as.
Yeah.
51-minute full. Oh, wait, that's a part 2.
He just records his like workouts and then talks to the camera. That's literally all he does.
That's sick. I mean, dude, he puts out content like a madman. Yeah, I think hiring a thumbnail editor.
Let's reach out.
Yeah, I think I know a guy who just got actually fired as a thumbnail creator who's looking for a job.
Sam Sulek, come on.
Come on, Sam. Albin, what are you doing, bro? My guy needs work.
Let's invite him on the podcast. He's in Ohio. He's not that far away.
No, he's not. We need to get another mic, though.
Don't worry. He's got the Rode mic. He can just wear that.
We have, like, me and Sam are sharing a mic. We're moving it back and forth.
You gotta move the mic, like, 2 feet to get to him.
Well, now that we know that you could just hold it, we could realistically just pass it back and forth. But if we did have Sam on, I'd open up a new line of credit to like get a bunch of gear to like really professionalize it, because that's like a platform that if you take advantage of that opportunity, to the moon, baby, to the moon.
Well, I'm just interested to have him. Like, you know, it's fun to imagine like, oh, if we get him on, then we get these views and whatever. But like I said, he's just like a down to earth guy. I'd love to like just chat.
Talk to him, yeah.
Just like if he's open to talk about those things, then. Because I saw a clip of him. He looked like he was on a podcast. I didn't find the video, but you know, like imagine asking him like, so when did you start shooting up steroids? Like, would he answer that, or like, does he want to keep that off the camera, or
yeah,
like not like attack him in a sort of way, but kind of like just like a curious question, like, oh, like what got you into it? Because what I do remember is, as soon as he like got interested into bodybuilding, he like went like full hard at it.
Mm.
So I'm sure maybe like he got bored of diving maybe and then just found bodybuilding and then boom, like jumped straight into that.
He's that type of guy that just goes head first.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
He's 21 years old. I'm older than this fucking dude.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, we can't compare. We can't compare on
that comparity's the killer of joy.
Yeah.
Or
comparison is the killer of joy.
Whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I think let's talk about the South Pole.
The South Pole, okay.
You know, you brought up this topic. I was like, I've never heard of this. Like, I tried looking it up on Google, couldn't find anything. So I'm like, I'll wait for Liam to add his notes and see what the heck this is on. So
YouTuber Sean Ryan has a channel where he does a podcast, and recently he did a 3-part series of like 3 different whistleblowers that all testified the things that they said in court, building a little bit of credibility. You can't lie under oath. That's illegal, that sort of thing. And a guy he had on recently is guest Eric Hecker, who is an ex-Raytheon contractor.
Raytheon is arms dealer or arms deal contractor thing.
Yeah, basically the government contracts them to build weapons guiding systems and missiles. And I love the memes, off topic. I love the memes of like engineering students when they get a contract from Lockheed Martin. It's just like
That's yeah, I know that meme.
So he's an ex-contractor, but this guy's like had such an interesting past. When he was a kid, he was a part of Operation Stargate. We'll cut that out because this is only confusing me more. But as a child, he was a part of like some CIA study, and he was in the military for a little bit, I believe. He's done contract work for a bunch of people, and in 2010 to 2011, he was a contracted plumber and firefighter for the South Pole base in Antarctica, Raytheon's base. He spent 366 days continuous on that South Pole, and according to him, because of his dual position, he had a key that could access every single room in the entire thing.
Yeah.
Because of that key, he was able to look at manuals and basically get access to information that he probably wouldn't have had normally. So his claim is that Raytheon in the South Pole has technology that can transmit earthquakes worldwide. And what they have is called the ice cube neutrino detector. And he said it's a kilometer under the ice, a kilometer wide, and a kilometer long, like just a giant square kilometer of these devices that can detect neutrinos about the size of a basketball. Neutrinos are super small particles that can pass through matter that I think are emitted from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe from the center of the earth, one of the two. And we're kind of studying them now. Quantum like theory states that the more we know about those, the more we can know about like the origin of the universe and that sort of thing. It's way over my head, but basically we've got these things that are trying to catch those as they fly through, so then we can study them. And Eric's claim is that these are not for like capturing, but these things can also transmit energy. And the allegation is that this ice cube was used as a directed energy weapon, possibly causing the 2011 earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand. To me, after hearing a few different people talk about it, watching the actual video, The guy's super knowledgeable. Like, he did his homework on all this stuff for being just like a firefighter. He was able to explain like the quantum theory pretty well, but I don't know. It kind of just all sounds like BS.
Like, what part of it? Like the neutrino aspect of capturing and then transferring energy?
So that's all true, but the fact, well, I guess the last part that you said, the transmitting,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really believe that that is a possibility. So Joe Rogan and Brian Simpson had a really interesting commentary on it. Joe, obviously, he loves conspiracies, so he was like almost trying to justify a reason why it could be possible. And he was saying that, okay, what if this is real? But they told the information to this guy who, when he's talking, it might be a little bit on the kooky side. So then the world basically dismisses it as a possibility because it's a crazy person who leaks the information.
Yeah.
What if there's a possibility that this stuff is actually happening? Brian Simpson, on the other hand, was basically just like, no, we need more data. Why? How? Like, what credentials does this guy have for us to trust him? There's pretty much no reason to. And it's that this whole thing's been going around. The video aired a month ago, and it's kind of been a little bit more popular recently.
I'm surprised I haven't heard anything about it. From a simple Google thing, neutrinos are the most abundant particle that has mass in the universe. Every time atomic nuclei, so like the little like things that hold the protons, neutrons in it, every time they come together, like in the sun, because that's how it makes its energy, it combines shit. Or when they break apart, so like in a nuclear reactor, when that's how you make energy, you break it apart.
Yeah.
They produce neutrinos, which are these things that I think just shoot off. So, and Google says even bananas emit neutrinos.
Oh, what? That's crazy.
So I'm trying to think. That's like, so there's ice cube neutrinos, and they have a square kilometer of it under the ice in Antarctica. And
I think it's like a basketball-sized pool of some liquid, and the liquid is like designed to catch these things.
okay, they catch them, and now directed energy weapon. So you catch all these things, and then I'm trying to figure out like what they would like shoot it, let's say, to Christchurch. Like, what is, so an earthquake is the tectonic plates, whatever, like
Shifting.
like rapidly, or like just like, you know, that's what causes the fucking earth to shake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like because those things are floating on lava. So like, are you like shooting the neutrinos there, and it's making the lava like go like Is that really how it works? I think it's a pretty far-fetched conspiracy, but I guess if he's like saying it under oath, you can't just like dismiss it right away.
Right.
You said right here, the neutrino detector is a massive ice-embedded device described as the largest telescope, but it's not just for passive listening. So like, it's like a telescope because it needs to take in light, but instead of just like listening to it, he's saying, oh, we're capturing these neutrinos that are coming from space or whatever. Or
no, I think he does say like the core of the earth is transmitting them.
Well, I think everything
does. Yeah.
So
the bananas.
They got bananas just stocked.
The bananas caused the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Oh my god. I don't know how much further I can go with this conspiracy. It's like such a rabbit hole because, like, you know, there's the Maui fire conspiracy, there's global world order conspiracies, fucking
there's the 1,000-year-old alien corpse in Mexico conspiracies.
I don't know if it's a conspiracy, but
dude, like,
let's move on to that.
Yeah. So Mexico's Congress had a hearing as a part of like a hearing on UFOs, and a featured testimony was from a proclaimed UFO expert, Jamie Mousen,
Mm-hmm.
and he shows artifacts that are claimed to be corpses of extraterrestrials. And if you look at these things, I mean, it just looks like it's a piece of stone that someone carved.
That's what it looks like to me. And like
Mummified aliens.
they said, it's 1,000 years old. It's like an alien corpse. I saw another picture where like a dude had his like hand next to it. It's barely like only half, like double the size of someone's hand.
Oh wow.
Are they yeah, like,
Are they really that small?
like a foot long?
Yeesh.
Like like are the aliens really that small? Was it like a baby alien? Like
a baby alien. Dude, I think that this type of stuff is just injected into the news feed to cover up something else that's going on. Similar to like the Ocean Gate Titan submarine. Like that was just in the news so much because something else was going on and they wanted to not display that as much, which I think at that time was U.S. Congress hearings about releasing government files on aliens.
mm-hmm.
So there's the news is just the news, and they're just gonna build a.
But like, what do you even take away from this? It's like I look at it and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Like sure, you could see like a
The
little
display did not convince scientists. No, really. Oh man. Yeah, it's. I don't know. It'd be cool. Be cool if it was really one, but I'd say there's pretty much a 99.99% chance that it's, even probably the odds are higher than that it's fake.
1,000 years old in Peru.
So that would be, what was going on in the world at 1,000 BC, or
No, well, it'd be 1,000.
1,000 just,
23.
yeah.
1,000.
Was that Middle Ages still?
Um,
Because I don't think the Renaissance was until like the 1400s. And we don't really have a ton of no, was the Roman Empire? Kate woke me up this morning and asked me how often I think about the Holy Roman Empire.
and how did you answer?
I said every day. Oh, so the Dark Ages and the Middle Ages are like the same thing,
Okay.
which called dark because of the period of decline of culture and science due to the church. The church going around and killing everybody that thinks that the earth isn't the center of the universe.
No one, like, what alien stuff do you have to show that's actually going to change people's minds? Like, the UFO hearings, I guess from a different podcast I listened to, it was like, if you showed it in like the 60s, maybe a lot of people would like freak out and whatever. But like nowadays, like people heard about it and it's like they just continue going on with their day.
Would it have to be a threat to our peace?
This is so fucked up. I just remembered the dream I had last night. It's because you said threat to our peace. You want to know what dream I had last night?
Yeah, let's hear this.
Okay, it wasn't. I think I was like at somewhere, not home. I was just like in some place watching the television, and then I think Russia like fired its nuke. That was like the news thing. Like there's like it's just in like Russia just fired its nuke towards America.
Oh god.
And then like I just remember the dream being chaotic, like yelling and like me literally just like running home, and then I can't remember the rest, but like threat to peace. It's like in that time there's nothing you can do. But like with an alien invasion, it's like what could you do either? It's like,
yeah,
it's not like a nuke where, inevitably whatever shit's just gonna go to shit. But like with an
Mhm.
alien, it's like am I going outside and am I seeing like saucers like flying through the air, or is it like just a televised event and like just stay indoors? Or
And
I'm
literally
so
any-
glad you brought that up because I kind of forgot I had that nuclear dream, and it was literally so scary when I was dreaming it.
Dude, that's the thing with dreams is like they're in there, but you just need that key, you need that key to unlock the door. And we just built that neural connection.
I'm like
Dude.
traumatized from that dream. Like I don't know why I can't describe it, but looking at the TV and I just see like whatever the typical like missile like shooting up from the silo.
Oh,
I'm like Russia has fired its nukes. I'm like
no.
what? And then just complete chaos going on in the dream. Like people like driving around, gunshots, everything.
Oh. That's why I just got my Floyd license.
You did?
I just applied for it. So,
In case there's a nukes.
in case there's nukes, in case the aliens come, pull out my Desert Eagle. I was looking at Desert Eagles also.
How expensive are they?
Like $3,000.
Yikes, that's like an Apple Vision Pro.
I know. Which one do I want? But the one that was $3,000 was had like a metallic gold with tiger stripes decal on it.
Dang, you get like a skin. for
Yeah,
the
like a
gun.
CS:GO skin. Dude, I feel like you get I don't know, guns. Jackson's kind of been putting me on guns a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Something I want to try and build that skill up. Another side quest is
Another side quest.
getting good at shooting, but
There's a gun range not too far, so
yeah,
you can...
yeah. Okay, so, man, aliens done.
Wait.
Sorry, do you have?
Another conspiracy is like the government's gonna prop up an alien invasion.
They're gonna prop it up.
So like they've built all this time to like get people normalized to believe in like aliens, have these UFO hearings like, oh, we've been seeing UFOs, and then the next step is to like set up an alien invasion where a global world order has to be created in order to fend it off.
And then they just have ultimate power over people.
Yeah. That's just a conspiracy I've heard. And
In like the 80s and 90s, maybe even the 60s, you would be like, no, there's no way. But after 9/11, it's like there's definitely a possibility of like
the government
the government like just
putting its boot down.
yeah, and like taking control over like maybe rights that we should have. Shout out to all of our viewers. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. We're almost at 100 and we just passed 110 subscribers. So like, subscribe. Let's get to 200, baby.
Let's go.
Woo.
Like this video.
Yep.
Comment your favorite conspiracy
uh,
or the one that you hate the most.
yeah.
Let's talk about. Maybe we can just cut out this fucking section.
Maybe.
Let's just move on. World
Okay.
events.
Yeah.
Morocco earthquake.
So the transmitter in the South Pole.
That's what I was thinking of when you said that. I'm like, did it cause this Morocco earthquake? Fucking 6.8 magnitude. Almost 3,000 deaths. 6,000 people have been injured. The UNESCO heritage site, which is just like internationally these places where they should be like kept safe because they hold historic value. Vilnius is one of them. It has a historic site under the UNESCO thing. But here in Morocco, it basically got damaged, destroyed because of this earthquake. I saw CNN footage where people are like all camping out in the streets and outside because they're literally afraid if like another like their house is just gonna collapse on them.
Couldn't even like just camping out in your yard because you're afraid your roof is gonna collapse on you.
That's crazy though. 3,000 deaths. Like when I heard that number, I was kind of been desensitized to just hearing numbers and deaths, but that's a lot of people.
That's a lot. That is a lot of people.
That's 30 times the amount of subscribers we have. Like everyone subscribed to us died 30 plus times.
Jesus. Just
Hit the subscribe
Otto.
button.
I couldn't even imagine just all the different ways that Otto would be dying. Brick falls on him. Eaten by a shark. Space laser. Shout out to Otto.
Shout out, but that just sucks though.
It does. There was a UFC fighter who fought like the day of that earthquake, who was Moroccan, and he had like a great fight and won, and had like a cool post-fight speech saying like, "I stand with you," and that sort of thing. So pretty cool.
Also, I didn't hear about this. It was just one little article. Malta, it's like a little small coastal town or coastal country in Europe. They had a storm come in, broke 2 dams, and flooded like a whole quarter of the city.
Whoa.
And then people went out by the coast and they found several hundred bodies just like washed up on shore.
Jeez.
Like, how insane is that? Like, you're looking for survivors or just whatever bodies. I think like the initial team found like 4. They had more people go out and they found several hundred people.
Oh my God. Just people in their houses trying to stay away from the rain, and then just boom, the water comes. They can't do anything and washed out into the ocean, and then the tide brings everything back. That is eerie.
Fucking Rapture, it's coming.
The Rapture.
The Rapture is coming.
The Rapture. And you know why the Rapture's coming? Is because they released the iPhone 15 and there is no notable changes.
Is that what you think?
I mean, okay, let me actually look at this right now, because you wrote down some cool stuff.
The camera seems to be it seems to be improved. 48 megapixels in the main camera, 2 times telephoto zoom, which looks pretty good. They have a wide lens where you can shoot like regular stuff and macro wide lens. So like the regular wide lens is like it just everything is wider, but then you could do a macro where it's like something small, but you're doing the 0.5 lens to get the small image but bigger.
Ooh.
I don't know how to describe macro besides saying that, but I didn't know that your phone could do this. I thought this was new. It's 4K HDR film. It looks pretty dope. That little that little like black thing at the top of your phone. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, I don't know what to call that either.
They call it an island, but
okay.
But that's dynamic now, so you can have it show your battery, show like plane tickets, show your alarm, who's calling. So they call it the dynamic island or whatever, so you can like do whatever. It's like an extra notification center or something.
Interesting.
Their display is twice as bright in the sunlight.
Yes.
The 15 Pro has a titanium base to it, so it's stronger and lighter. And
it's pretty sweet.
And now, because of EU enforcement, they are using the Type-C cable, which is the thing you use for your MacBook. Well, not for yours currently, but for the newer ones.
Yeah. You
use Type-C. Or like, the for the hard drive where you connect to the MacBook.
Yeah.
That cable is going to be for the new iPhone. Yeah.
That's got 3 of them on it.
They paraded it as like a data transfer increase and like power charging like faster, but literally EU was just
outlawed it.
Yeah,
outlawed
like, you need to make it a single cable. You can't. But then they paraded it as like, oh, we're doing this as an improvement.
As they have to, but it is. That's a little dumb.
I guess now that I like read everything out loud, nothing's changed.
Nothing. I mean, the 2x telephoto zoom is pretty cool, because right now, like for my phone that's recording us right now, the 3 different lenses are the 1x lens, the 3x lens, and the 0.5.
Yeah.
So if you change your video to 2, it's just taking the 1x and it's cropping it. So like when I was filming for Adrian, I would just click between the 1 and the 3. And dude, recording on that versus a camera is so nice.
Like, it's nicer on the phone or on the camera? It's
nicer on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Mostly because of the built-in stabilization. It's just so smooth.
Yep.
So smooth. And it's got like an action mode. So you can record in action mode. It crops it a little bit, but it like gets rid of like I use it when I'm walking.
Yeah, instead of the camera shake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Shout out to iPhone.
Yeah, that's why the rapture's happening, because the iPhone 15 is coming out and nothing's changed. Well, they have a new chip in there, which makes it perform a lot better, supposedly. But I don't know. My 13 Pro is just fine.
Yeah. Yep. Amen to that. Speaking of having to send up prayers, COVID making a little comeback.
I heard this about a couple of weeks ago, and then I told my parents. They're like, "Yeah, I heard it a while ago too." So it's just been this thing, I guess, that COVID cases are coming back because there's a new variant.
Mm-hmm.
I was like worried about it because Celia's job got affected for it, just for a day, and then she went back to normal.
Yeah.
But the variant is like more contagious, but I didn't see anything where it was more, what do you call it? Fatal. So like it spreads more easily, but it's not really more like deadly, I guess, in a way. And CDC and everybody's already saying like take the vaccine. I saw something in Britain, they're like taking measures, or they don't know what to do because they're getting a spike in cases. DeSantis, going back to U.S. elections, when I looked up COVID, he's like trying to deny the vaccine like recommendations so he can appeal to voters.
I wonder what percentage of the population he's going to gain by thinking like that, by talking like that. 30%? 40?
What?
15? How many people like are like, okay, this guy doesn't like the vaccine. This is how I feel.
Vote.
I'm gonna vote for him.
I really hope 0, but like, it's gonna be a bigger percent than I'd like to say.
Yeah,
I would say.
Because I feel like there's a large percentage of people that are just like, I don't really care either way. There's a percentage of people that are, I need, like, you need to take the vaccine. And then there's going to be also a small percentage on the other side that's like, no. No, nothing in my body. No microchips implanted in my body.
Have you ever played the game, is it called Contagion? Or
Plague
Inc?
Plague Inc, yeah.
You ever played Plague Inc?
Yeah, of course.
Well, the strat, I don't know. They have a whole different types of like situations you can play in, but whatever, the virus mode. For me, I think the strategy was always go for transmission over like fatality in the beginning. So you're trying to transmit as much as possible, and then you dump all your gene points into the fatality part and try to kill everyone in one like sweep.
Yeah.
So this isn't Plague Inc., but like, if the shit is like only more contagious rather than fatal, then they're following the Plague Inc. strategy. They went for a fatality in the beginning, saw that it didn't work, because that's what happens if you go fatal in the beginning of Plague Inc. They find a cure and then you're done for.
Yeah.
But here, now it's more contagious. We're not killing anybody.
Mm-mm.
I don't know how like hard you went into Plague Inc., but it's like if you didn't get Iceland, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because they have like one port of access.
Yeah.
And as soon as they close it, you're like, how am I getting to Iceland?
Yeah, you had to make sure you dumped a few points into like boat transmission. I always like doing a bird.
The bird one?
Yeah, the bird transmission was always one of my favorites to use. The game is so much fun. Shout out to iPhone games.
Yeah, dude. The creepy ass music, and then like the like you're hitting like all the fucking whatever the
little bubbles that popped up.
Yep. I think I've only beaten that game like maybe once or twice.
One run, yeah.
Because I'd always like get fucked by Iceland.
Yeah, it's fun to do. It is fun to do for sure.
I don't foresee this becoming another crazy pandemic. If anything, I just see if it becomes big, then it's just another like political political campaign to build off of. Mm-hmm. It's like we're not letting COVID take over.
Yeah.
But
the danger factor of a common cold, but when you attach the name COVID to it, it's like it just multiplies it. That's how I'm kind of feeling right now.
Speaking of sicknesses, I think I've gotten the case of the brain-eating amoeba.
I think I got
meningoencephalitis.
Meningoencephalitis. Yes, inspired by our conversation about Celia talking about this. There's been a trend recently on social media about the brain-eating amoeba.
Is it really a trend?
It is.
Is it not like the algo hearing you say it and then pushing it to you? Because, you know, I got it too for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I got a video about it.
I think, like, because I don't know if the algorithm looks at comments. Like, does the algorithm look at what people are commenting on video, even if it's unassociated to the video, and saying, oh, this person was talking about this?
But, like, I texted you the word, you know, brain-eating, whatever, bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But the only video, I saw, like, a girl jumping, like, swimming in a creek, and all the comments were brain-eating amoeba. I saw a girl swimming in a lake. All the comments were brain-eating amoeba. Yeah. And I think the only reason those videos got views was because of the amount of comments, interactions, and they were all off of that.
Okay.
So let me do a little quick characteristics, behavior, and impact on the human brain. So, oh God, I should have done a phonetic spelling of this also. Basically, there's a single-celled brain-eating amoeba.
You don't want to say that?
No, can you try?
Naegleria fowleri.
Okay.
Naegleria fowleri.
Naegleria fowleri. It can be found in warm freshwater environments, and it typically thrives in temperatures above 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. Typically feeds on bacteria, has 3 stages of life: the cyst, the trophozoite, and the flagellate. The trophozoite form is the one responsible for causing disease in humans. Its impact on the brain, typically it gets into your brain when you jump or dive into water. The water goes up your nasal cavity into your brain. Once it's in the brain, it causes severe and fatal
brain infection
called primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. Pam. Oh. That's not the same word. Silly me. It happens rapid, and it often leads to death within 5 to 7 days. Symptoms include headache, fever, nausea, vomiting, stiff neck, seizures, hallucinations, and coma. It's extremely rare. You cannot get infected through drinking contaminated water.
It must go through the nose. So, just put in nose plugs when you're going in water, and you're Gucci.
When you're going in warm water. Like, the lake that we were swimming in Michigan.
It was too cold. So, no worries there.
Hot springs, though. I like going in hot springs the few times I've been in them.
You gotta be careful.
Those make me a little more scared. But, shout out to Celia.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't think about the temperature thing. So, yeah, most of the time I'm not worried then about the stuff.
Yeah.
The one video I saw was like a dude, well, it was kind of clickbaity. He jumped into like a dirty pool. And then the next scene was like him like
I saw that video today.
The thing is, he wasn't infected from the pool. He was infected from the beach, like going on the beach.
I think that was clickbait. I don't think that even was the same kid. It was just a completely different kid.
Jesus. Manipulation, man.
Bro, I know. We should start doing that for some views.
But I'm not going to let this become like an irrational fear. It's just like, you know, maybe like just something you should at least know about, I guess. It's like, try not to fucking get water, especially if it's warm, fresh water up your nose.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
it's good principles to live by.
you don't go eating mushrooms in the forest that you don't know what they are.
Yeah. Don't go messing around in warm water that you don't know, especially if it's like still standing, not moving. Stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
To what?
Let me ask you a question first. You have the opportunity to eliminate any crime from the world, but to do that, you have to commit it. What is that crime?
Eliminate any crime or all crime?
That specific crime, but you have to do it first. So, there's certain things your mind might go, but when you say you have to do it, it's like,
But if I were to eliminate it, then... Well, it doesn't relate to the topic that we're going to move on to.
It does a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it does. Well...
Because I feel like...
Okay, I want to... The crime I'd want to eliminate is murder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the thing is, I don't want to commit murder.
So that's not your answer then. I think a fairly safe answer is robbing a bank.
Okay.
A bank heist.
Bank heist.
In my opinion, is the coolest crime you could commit. Because of the
It's cooler than tax fraud?
Yeah, dude, I don't feel pretty cool.
No, but bank heists are
sick. Mostly because I think the influence from Hollywood. Like, I just included a few movies that I've kind of just came off the top of my head in games. Good Time, there's a heist. GTA starts off with a heist. Heat was all based around, or it had a bank heist in it. The Dark Knight starts off with a bank heist.
There's tons of great movies. Bank heists, I've come to realize recently, or that type of genre of film is one of my favorite types to watch. There aren't too many, but like Good Time is an amazing heist movie. Heat, the more I linger on it, I like it more as like just like a nice film, like heist film. But then you have Den of Thieves, which just throws in a great like spin, like in terms of a heist movie. You've got Ocean's 11, which is like I think a casino type of heist movie. Mm-hmm. What else is there? Oh, this Dog Day Afternoon. It's got Al Pacino in it. It's the same guy from Heat.
Yeah.
But it's older. I think it's like 10 years before that Heat was made, and it's just him and his buddy robbing like a local bank, and they're stuck in like a hostage situation where it's like a small town bank, and literally the whole like cop force, like army whatever, is outside, and he's like stuck inside the bank. It's a pretty long film, but I loved it.
What's it called again? I'm sorry.
Dog Day Afternoon.
Dog Day Afternoon.
And I love bank heist movies because I think just in terms of like as American topic, it's like anti-establishment movie. People love watching crime, and it's like just a cool dynamic because you can either focus on another great Ryan Gosling movie, The Place Beyond the Pines, is a heist movie. But the thing is, it focuses on him doing the heist, then the cop that was like behind like solving the heist or like or whatever, not solving, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then I think the third act is like Ryan Gosling's kid.
Interesting.
But like you can go down different avenues, and I like the government, like banking. It just combines so many different things. Besides sci-fi, banking is probably one of my banking. I love
Wolf
banking.
of Wall Street.
I love heist movies. I was interested in real life bank heists, so I just asked our good friend GBT to give us some. Back in 2005, the Banco Central burglary in Fortaleza, Brazil, one of the world's largest bank heists, led by a criminal gang, or a criminal gang did it, led by some dude named Antonio Yusuvan. He rented property, and his gang posed as a landscaping business. And what they did was, for over 3 months, dug a 256-foot long hole, or tunnel, I mean, from their rented property to the vault. And then they were able to steal $70 million from the bank.
Wow.
Though much of the money was never recovered. I don't know what ChatGPT meant by that, but maybe they got caught, but they couldn't find, like, the cops couldn't find the money.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But $70 million is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, I want to look up what this bank is. Banco Central. Images. Oh, have you ever seen, like, Money Heist?
No.
It's like this Spanish Netflix show. I think it's probably based off of these people, almost. Pretty large bank. It looks like it. But I mean, it's just so cool too to devise a plan like that and try to get away with it.
Right? I mean, the feelings that you have probably going through that.
Like, let's just talk about Heat, the shootout scene. The adrenaline pumping in you when you're going through something like that.
Yeah.
Like first off, you like plan all this shit so you're inside the actual bank, taking the money, and then you go out to your car, you see a cop, and instead of like trying to get away, you just go into a shootout mode. Like I forgot the dude's name, but he's walking back to the car smiling.
Chris.
He sees the cop. Yeah, Chris. Not even more than 1 second, pulls up his gun and starts shooting.
Starts firing.
And then ensues a 10-minute gun shootout.
Yeah. One of the best I've seen in cinema.
I'm kind of confused, but I think those were real gunshots that they recorded.
Ooh.
So that's why it sounded so, like, insane.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if they redubbed it, because this interview I watched, it was like the sound was like too like menacing, or like too gruesome, you know, like to actually hear what the gunshot would sound like in the city. God. It sounded way too scary, so then they redid it. But even then, it sounded nuts.
Jeez. Crazy scene, crazy movie.
Other Bing heists I got. Let's see. What's interesting one?
I've actually got one.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
It's a very popular one if you're into the UFC. A former UFC fighter, a British MMA fighter named Lee Murray, was implicated in the 2006 Securitas Depot robbery, one of the largest cash thefts in British history. He entered the depot, tied up the staff, and managed to steal about $92 million. He was identified as the mastermind of the heist, and after the robbery, he fled to Morocco, where he had citizenship.
Oh, I don't know if he's doing well now, but...
Nope. In 2010, he was sentenced to 10 years in Moroccan prison, which was later increased to 25 years upon his appeal. The UFC does a great documentary on the him as a fighter and then him going through that.
Wow. Super
cool.
I don't know. He might have had the chance to escape jail now.
He might have. Oh, because the earthquakes. Lee Murray. Let's get him on the pod.
Wait. Let's see.
You had some other ones written down here that I thought looked pretty cool.
I don't know. I don't want to just read. I just wanted to talk about Bang Heist for a little bit.
Okay.
You liked the Good Time, right?
Loved it.
You loved Good Time.
Yeah.
Now let me try to remember. It was... Was it really a heist? Oh, it started off as a heist that went bad.
Yeah.
See, that's like just like what I love is because like the whole movie isn't about the heist, but it still is because they're in that situation because they pulled off that they tried to pull off that heist.
Yep.
And that's why I love movies, man. Because if you're creative enough, you can make something super original. And like, what's his name? The main actor.
You think they can hear that?
Definitely, they can hear the vacuum.
Yeah. The leaf blower.
Oh, that's the leaf blower.
Yeah.
Oh shit. What's his name? The guy the main actor in Good Time.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson and the other guy, Safdie.
Safdie, yeah, one of the Safdie bros.
Yeah, he just tries to bring his brother along, try to make some money, and then
Connie.
shit goes wrong, and he's on the run. His brother's in jail.
I like his name in the movie. Constantine is his real name, so that's why they call him Connie.
Connie.
Constantine Nikas.
He's a con.
Yeah.
Con on the run.
But yeah, I mean, you got anything else to talk about?
No,
We've been going for
how long?
an hour 53. We're almost on 2 hours.
I think we
We can end this up here.
Yeah,
I agree. Everybody, thank you for watching. Everybody who listened to the end. I know some of you out there love these long podcasts, and it feels like when we're doing these, we're all just hanging out together. So
we might still be able to cut this down to 90 minutes. Post it on TikTok.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It ain't no thing. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Weekly posts every Sunday. Look out for our recording, and then we're going to try and get it out shortly after that. We're on that routine. 9 episodes after this one, away from 50.
It's going to be big. Celia said we should do a spooky episode for Halloween. So we can bring on Marco and do a cryptid episode.
Yes.
So look forward to that.
Yep. That'll be a good time. Other than that, that'll be a good time. Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Peace.